In Afghanistan, there's been a deadly suicide car bombing that happened overnight. Plus, the Taliban is claiming credit for trying to poison the food of NATO troops. The food was tampered with at a forward operating base in Torkham, which is near the Afghanistan-Pakistan border. Traces of bleach were found in both fruit and coffee. Nobody, though, was hurt or even sickened. The overnight suicide car bomber killed 9 people, though, injured 12 others. It was at Jalalabad airport in eastern Afghanistan. There were no Americans among the victims. The Taliban says, though, it is in retaliation for the Quran burning. Let's get right to Nick Payton-Walsh. She's live in Kabul, Afghanistan for us this morning. Good morning to you, Nick.
Morning, Soledad. What we're hearing today is, of course, the Taliban coming forward very quickly and claiming this suicide attack, which apparently damaged 4 civilian cars. Some ISAF personnel lightly injured, but we understand they're back at work now. It's not clear what the precise target was, but as you say, 9 civilians killed in this. It's not clear really if the Taliban had planned this a long time ago and are just trying to claim responsibility for it now, suggesting that it's part of the Quran burning response for some kind of political capital. But I'm sure what people will be worried about in the months ahead is that the violence continues here if the Taliban consistently try and claim they're avenging this burning of the Quran. That could really stoke popular anger here, perhaps even see some people share a common cause with the insurgency here after this decade-long war. But let me bring you to another event today also, which is causing concern amongst many people. As you mentioned, this perhaps attempted poisoning further east near the Pakistani border. We understand an Afghan worker in that dining facility went to his bosses after he said he'd found chlorine bleach in the coffee and fruit there. They launched an investigation. Nobody was hurt, nobody was poisoned. They're not sure whether this was deliberate. This does seem pretty strange how you get that much bleach into food, and everyone now there on that base is apparently eating pre-packaged rations. So this is one of those instances now after the Minister of Interior shooting we had on Saturday, a shooting we had on a base on Thursday, which have all claimed together 4 American lives. This perhaps attempted poisoning is making people really worry about that trust relationship between Afghans who work with Americans and NATO troops here, the NATO troops desperately trying to train them, getting them ready to take over security of the country so they can start their withdrawal. An instance like this now growing in the intimacy of them as well, making many worry that that trust relationship could perhaps be severed.